Teacher, a child born in Turkey has Muslim parents and a Muslim environment. Then there is a child born in America, whose parents and environment are all Christian or perhaps irreligious. Isn't there an injustice in this?
Let's look at this issue from 5 points, God willing. First, primarily justice and equality are not the same thing. Justice is giving what is due to those who deserve it. Equality is giving equally to everyone. For example, in a class there are students graded 1, 3, and 5. If we give them all a 3 for the sake of equality, that would be an injustice. What should happen is giving a 1 to the 1, a 3 to the 3, and a 5 to the 5. Just like this, Almighty God delivers to everyone what they are entitled to. So a child born in America grows up, lives without faith, and dies without faith? Rewind that man's life story, take him back to his childhood. Place him with a Muslim, or even as the child of a prophet. He will still end up without faith. At this point, because God knows the beginning and end of a servant perfectly with His eternal knowledge, He treats everyone according to what they deserve. The second point. For example, if a contractor made an agreement with us and said, "Finish this building. At the end of this job, I will give each of you 10,000 liras." The job is done, but the man goes back on his word. If he gives one of us 5, another 8, another 10, and another 1, we can speak of an injustice here. But if a total stranger walked through that door, pulled out a stack of cash, and gave one of us 10, another 20, another 50, while giving another just 1 lira, could the one who got 1 say, "Why did you give him 50 and me only 1? The man doesn't owe anyone anything. The wealth belongs to him. He gives whatever he wants to whomever he wants. In fact, he could have even been deprived of that 1 lira. Just like this, Almighty God owes nothing to any creature. He brought us out from the depths of non-existence. We could have been stones, plants, animals, or we could have not existed at all. God created us as human beings. The dominion is His. He owes no one anything. What does He do in the way He desires? He creates and brings into being. A third point, if this were a matter of advantage and disadvantage, the Prophet would have saved his uncle and Noah would have saved his child. The father is a prophet, yet he cannot save his own child. So, just as being born in Turkey is not an advantage, being born in America is not a disadvantage. The fourth point, if every child born in Turkey ultimately died as a Muslim and everyone born in America died without faith, then we would have the right to ask this question. But a person can be in Turkey with Muslim parents and still end up without faith. Or a person in America, in its most remote corner, can be honored with Islam. So this is not about advantage or disadvantage. The fifth point, our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says in a hadith addressing his companions, if you do 9/10 of what is commanded, you will lose. But a time will come when the one who does 1/10 of what is commanded will be saved. They are the companions. They saw the Prophet, so they have an advantage, but their questions are harder. God always keeps things in balance. We haven't seen the Prophet, our conditions are tough, but our questions are much easier. So Almighty God doesn't expect the same from everyone. Islam has 5 pillars for the rich, but only 3 for the poor. If someone is poor through no fault of their own, they're exempt from Hajj and Zakat. So the exam paper for a child in America isn't the same as for one in Turkey. Almighty God holds us accountable based on what we know and what we've learned. Now a teacher can't test a student on a subject they haven't even taught yet. If they ask it by mistake, that question isn't just cancelled. Full marks are given for that question. People from the period of Fatra are among the saved. We would never punish a people until we have sent a messenger, says Almighty God.